Have and have not fans, this is it. We are preparing for the season 4 going out with a bang finale, and I must say it's been a fun ride so far. Honestly, this has probably been one of my favorite seasons thus far. We've had some good character interaction. I really like the fact that we're getting a lot of the secondary one appearance characters having a main role now, such as like Erica, just Mitch, Warlock. It's cool when you see like their names appearing on the opening credits, just to show like, hey, you know what? These aren't just characters who show up for like 2 minutes in the episode and forget about them. Now they're back in the action in the main story, so that's really cool. And yeah, I know I've been off the cuff of videos, but honestly, between finals from our summer classes, 2 huge papers, the past 2 Saturdays I've been working like 6 days a week, crunch time in the office, saving up vacation time and all that good stuff. But I have yet to watch, but I will watch Too Close to Home. My mom watched the first episode. She said it was great. I am now on a 4-day weekend, so I can actually celebrate my birthday. That was this past Monday, but I work, so I can just sit down, catch up on all these shows, make these videos, because I want to put out as much as I can before Tuesday. But honestly, this video might be a little lengthy because really it's going to be an episode review of Tuesday night's episode along with my predictions for the finale. I'm going to say it up front. It should be a 2-hour finale. I know we say the same thing every finale, but honestly, I feel like there's way too much going on to crunch into like 40 minutes tops. I'm not saying that the episode is automatically going to be bad, because it's possible for these episodes to be actually good, but at the same time feel like I guess you could say that they spend enough time on every plot, because there's really too much going on. So let me just first start with the episode review itself. The episode was pretty good. I think it was a good finale setup, so technically speaking, Tyler Perry could say that, hey, this is part 1 of the finale, but whatever. Any case, I love the fact that Candace pretty much gave like a Cliff Notes abridged version of everything she has done up until this point, and have nots, from the initial blackmailing Jim Cryer as an escort, being an escort, getting with Jim Cryer, using his daughter Amanda, getting kidnapped. I know she didn't say Malone's. Then, kidnapping him, extorting the money. Warlock did his thing. Mitch did his thing. He's in jail. Yeah, we did kind of suck that Benny didn't believe her, but honestly, given her track record, you can't blame, or seriously, really, if you were Benny, even if you were in your right mind, which he clearly is not, it wouldn't be too much of a stretch to say that she's lying, given the fact that everything she's done up to that point, like the $100,000 she extorted from Jim. Remember that Hannah's house was about to be foreclosed on, and Candace came in at the last hour, and Benny, remember this is season 1, Benny, before he got hit by the car, where he literally said, hey, I can't trust you, you lied. He gave a 10-minute speech of why he doesn't trust Candace, but then she went ahead and gave him the money so they could pay for the house. So that was done. But yeah, it was crazy to see that Candace was literally getting hit over and over again. If I'm not mistaken, what was it? At the end of at the end of last season, that's when Quincy came in the house. No, that's when Oscar extorted the money that she extorted from Jim. Then Quincy almost killed her, and that's when Jeffrey came in. Now at the end of towards the end of season 4, the loans fell through because she forged Benny's signature. She's about to lose everything. That was a great scene at the beginning of the episode where Benny's like, oh my God, I know this girl, this sister of mine. Because remember, Benny said he is not putting his house and the tow yard up for foreclosure or whatnot. That wasn't going to happen. So, it's just crazy everything's going on. If Candace is literally screwed right now. So what if she's going after Oscar, Jonathan, Brandon, Philip? Make up your mind, Oscar. You got more. He's changing his names more time than Puff Daddy. I swear, it's hard to keep up with who he really is. But even if she does get her hands on him, which it appears that Oscar is going to, Oscar's going to walk into the campaign office, and then Candace is probably going to hit him or something, because it looks like in the episode preview that she's looking down like, where's my money? So it looks like she knocked him out with something or whatever. He fell to the ground because she's looking down. even if she does take him hostage or whatever, it doesn't matter. I mean, he doesn't have the money. It's his job to recover lost assets. And all he did was take the money back from Candace that she took from Jim. Remember that David handed Jim all the paperwork and whatnot to get the money back towards the end of season 3, right before the shootings of Terrell. Toxic was stabbed and whatnot, and Professor Cannon. And that's at the point where David was, Jim and David's friendship was over because Jim was furious that Veronica was the one to have Wyatt raped in prison, but then David tried to hide it. It's kind of a mirror of the whole Wyatt getting his inheritance money, but then, Catherine and Jim get the judge to help out so they can recover the money that he hasn't spent so they can recover once again. So it's kind of ironic that you have the crackhead Wyatt, then you have the seductress Candace, both taking huge amount of money from the criers, and then they get not all of it back, but a portion of it back. So just that connection right there is pretty good. So that was pretty much most of the first part of the episode, the whole dynamic between Benny finally realizing that Candace is a liar, but not realizing the truth, and his being naive to the whole Warlock and Mitch. I think that's going to come to a head in the next episode where he's talking to Mitch. And if I'm not mistaken, Benny even says, I want to kill him. So I'm pretty sure that leads to him talking to Mitch. And it looks like Candace actually shows up to the tow yard as well. It appears that, he finally, I guess maybe Candace shows up at the same time Mitch is there, and they actually tell him, hey, everything she told you is the truth about Warlock. And that's when he realized what went down. And it's like, I want to kill him, because you know how Benny reacted when he found out that Quincy hit Hannah. He was on the blood, pretty much on in a road rage kind of thing, no pun intended, given the fact that he rammed the car into Quincy's car, then crashed the truck. So yeah, there's that. Then we have, oh my gosh, Miss Pearl. I know I'm skipping around the episode, but Miss Pearl. I mean, honestly, if I would have put up my episode reviews in the past couple episodes, the whole walking around for imaginary dog is kind of funny, because apparently it seems like Miss Pearl has a nose like a bloodhound. I mean, I'm just thinking about the episode itself. I'm sorry, I took a moment of pause to just think about and laugh to myself when she was snooping around Candace's house and with the dog leash. And then Hannah walked up on her. But yeah, the fact that she has like the video, the photos of Quincy, knows his name thanks to Hannah, things ain't looking too good, because even if by some stretch of the imagination that Candace gets the $2 million to pay the bank, I mean, it looks like every police officer in the state of Georgia is coming down to that house. So it's almost like Chris Brown being, surrounded by the SWAT team and whatnot. That's pretty much what's going to happen to Candace's house. So also in the preview, it seems that Jeffrey's like, you have no more cards to play. I don't know if he's talking to Justin still, or if he's talking to Veronica, because the episode ended with Justin being the first cop on the scene, given the fact that a warrant was put out to search the house. So, not to mention Pearl said that there was an odor coming from the backyard. So I don't know if Jeffrey's going to spill the beans or what. Well, hypothetically speaking, let's say he does tell Justin the truth about the murder. But keep in mind that Jeffrey doesn't know the whole truth, because he didn't kill Quincy. Candace let him die, because remember, there was an episode where he literally woke up and it was like, call the cops, because he was like, call the cops for me or you won't be able to help our son, which was the medicine in his pocket. But she literally just sat there and watched him die. So if Jeffrey tells Justin the truth and Justin is willing to help him out, that really does mean Veronica has no more cards to play, because really that was the only thing she was holding over his head was the murder. So if he has the cop on his side, I don't think there's much she can do. It looks like everything's falling apart for Veronica anyway. The way she goes up to Quita, smacks the hell out of her. And I don't know, maybe it's because she knows about the whole Quita having them boys kill Veronica's, I guess you could say stooge, the one that was going around there asking about Quincy. Oh, wait a minute. I just thought of something. Now, if hang on, I'm thinking. It's amazing how these things come to me as I'm doing the videos because I looked at the episode twice and I looked at the preview, but I didn't think of it. What if Veronica finds out that Quita went to the DA and whatnot and told what she thought she knew about Candace and whatnot, Candace and her crew, if you will, killing Quincy, her brother? Veronica finds out. Then she talks to Jeffrey, realizing that there's no more cards for her to play, which was the whole Quincy is dead and it happened in Candace's house. And if Jeffrey doesn't do what Veronica says, then he's screwed. That's probably why she's pissed off. That makes sense. That's why Veronica goes over there and slaps the hell out of Quita, because Quita is the reason that she no longer has a hold on Jeffrey. So he has no reason to marry Melissa. Wow. That makes sense. Hey, remember that. Remember, you heard it here, folks. That's my theory, that Quita is the one who really messes things up for Veronica. Now, one of the most important parts I want to talk about here is Jim's mention of a gun in the safe. And I'm just trying to put my thoughts together here, because part of me thinks that maybe that gun was utilized the night of the murder of Amanda. Because if you watch my 40-minute video on who killed Amanda, because again, Jennifer reopened the case, if you will, for the fans. Well, put it this way. If the murder, my vote is either Celine or Carlos, with Celine being the top suspect. The person would have to know there's a gun in the house. I don't think it was Wyatt. But I will say this. Wyatt did think and remembered, figured out how to crack the code on Jim's cell phone. That's where he found all the texts between him and Candace and him and Celine. If there was a safe in the house, I wouldn't put it beyond Wyatt to, find it and then, know how to crack the code somehow by thinking it's somebody's birthday or license plates or whatever. He does know where to find the hidden alcohol around the house, so I don't want to rebuff my own theory. I don't think it was Wyatt. It's plausible, but I don't think he's the one to do it. I really don't think he was the one to shoot Amanda like that. Now, I'm sorry. I'm getting distracted because now I'm thinking about the Amanda theory because of that gun. I feel like there's so many doors that were opened up. Jim knew there was a gun there, but remember, he got abducted. Catherine was asleep. Wyatt was in out. Celine could have came in there, unlocked the safe, used the gun, put it back. I don't know, whatever. I'm sorry. I'm distracting myself making the video go on. I'm babbling. I apologize. So back to the point. Catherine got the gun. I'm willing to bet that the episode maybe ends on two notes, where one is the plot of the cops busting into Candace's house. And it seems that everything's going to be occurring during the same day, given the fact there's still daylight outside. So Candace still would have time to obtain the $2 million. But even so, I'm pretty sure the cops are going to break through the door and whatnot prior to her getting the money to the bank. Because remember, even if she does get the $2 million to the bank, the cops still have the warrant to search the house. I think the episode is supposed to end with a bang. The fact that Catherine has the gun and all hell's about to break loose because she's a mama bear on the prowl now. It looks like she's threatening Veronica. The fact that she goes to the prison and tells Jim to rot in there obviously means he says something to tick her off. Because way back when, I think I mentioned it, this is probably in a blog before I started doing videos. It was the episode where Jim choked Veronica, but Catherine didn't know what was going on or what the hell he was doing it for. Remember, it was because Veronica's smart ass confirmed that she was the one to have Wyatt raped in prison, and that's why he was literally choking her, and that's when him and David started their feud. Now, I'm willing to bet that Jim probably said something to the effect where he reveals that, Wyatt's in there probably because of what Veronica had done to him in jail. And then that's why Catherine's going to be pissed off and then threaten to show Veronica what fear is and whatnot and how to fear. And then it looks like Veronica's, freaking out and jumping away from the sofa. How much you want to bet that Catherine pulls a gun on Veronica? Because I've said this a bunch of times in tweets, Facebook, blogs, and videos that if there was anybody to end Veronica, it was going to be Catherine. Because it had to be, it would make the most sense. It had to be. I mean, you got Jeffrey and David, but it had to be Catherine to strike the final blow. Because again, she told Veronica in jail that if I find out why Wyatt was in the condition that he was, that person is about to just experience fear. Because the priest at the camp, he ended up disappearing. And that's when Veronica was like, calm down. You shouldn't upset Jim. And then Catherine was like, Veronica, why are you so concerned about Jim? And that's when she's like, I wish I had that phone call. So Catherine's going to learn the truth. And then Ding Dong, the witch is dead, Mario, and the Wizard of Oz, and all that good stuff. And, speaking, not to get off topic, but an episode, Little Q is so cute. I mean, really, he's awesome. I mean, he's a little bit of a flirt, with Miss Cry. You can tell he got some of his daddy in him right there. But I'm glad to see the little guy, healthy. He's around good people for a change. Because I was fearful of the whole Warlock situation. Like, man, I really hope that Candace doesn't bring him to the house. Because that's the last thing I need is for to see a little guy like that who's been through so much threatened or killed off by Warlock and, just hatred because Candace lied to Warlock. So I really hope that, the warrant got called off. I don't know, I don't think that Candace gave full custody to Hannah yet, but the warrant's off. Well, anyway, I just hope he stays safe. The little guy, I hope he stays safe. Because, didn't Benny said he would call Hannah when to come over to the house? The last thing I want to see is her and Little Q pull up to Candace's house right as the police are breaking in, and so I don't want to see that. But overall, I mean, the episode itself was pretty good. I did like the episode. I'm probably going to rewatch it maybe once or twice before next Tuesday. Just want to make sure I covered everything. The warrant got called off for Hannah. Quito did her thing, and that's going to lead to the police going over to Candace's house. And I guess the other main plot is the whole Erica and David thing. I am glad that David isn't, oblivious to the situation where he even told Oscar, I have a strange feeling about this in my gut. And then, he has to get the name so Oscar can figure out what to do. My thing is, I'm guessing that Candace, well, yeah, that's right, because she told Benny, as soon as you leave, I'm going over here to get this money. So, because I'm trying to put the episode together, because I'm guessing the whole plot with Oscar and Candace probably happens midway through the episode. And then, as I said, it might end with the whole Veronica and Catherine and then the cops going into Candace's house. So, let's see. I mean, Erica, wow. She's not playing David completely for a chump. I just hope that David isn't as glassy-eyed to Erica as Maggie was to him, where he let his emotions cloud his judgment, because that was one of his strengths. That's what made him the opposite of Jim. He didn't allow his emotions to fuel his actions. And I mean, well, Benny doesn't know the truth about Mitch in terms of the Malone connection. I don't think Mitch is going to talk about the Malone thing, but he and Candace might confirm the whole Warlock rate, pushing himself up on Candace to get that money and whatnot. So overall, I don't think there's too much stuff that can happen in the finale aside from the big items being, the cops going to Candace's house, whether or not they find Quincy's body, everything falling apart for Veronica, which will be awesome. Will she get shot by Catherine? I don't know, but if Catherine finds out about what she did to Wyatt in prison, I think that's bye-bye Veronica. I really do think that's bye-bye Veronica. Because, Jeffrey got, her in the fake boob and the implants, but Catherine shoots the... Jim did say that, leave it to me because you always leave a mess. Honestly, if the episode... Put it this way. because I saw the preview for this week's episode last week, obviously, when Catherine said that's the difference between me and you. You always hire somebody, I get my hands dirty. You could have rolled the credits of that scene. That was it. That was the episode right there. If the episode was just that one conversation or one piece of dialogue between Jim and Catherine, that would have been it. That's all I need to see, because that just showed you right there. Honestly, when I heard her say that line that you hire thugs or whatever, I get my hands dirty, it makes me go back to Professor Cannon, because remember when Jim was beating his ass in the parking lot after he admitted to raping Amanda? That as, you know, he was being beaten, kicked and whatnot on the parking lot ground by Jim, and Catherine made him stop, like, not like this, not this way. It made me think, what if Catherine was the one that handled the situation? I wanted to see what she would have done to Professor Cannon. Because remember that without her knowing, Jim hired, you know, the Malone or whoever he had to do it was the Malone group in some way, shape, or form, to take out Cannon, you know, by that woman pretending that her car was broken down in the parking lot, then he got shot. I want to see what Catherine Cryer would have done. That's what I want to see. That's what I really wish we could see. But it looks like we're about to see her in action against Veronica. I don't know about Jennifer. Here's my thing. Anytime I remotely find somebody attractive or start to like their character more and more, they end up being killed off. So I don't want to jinx it. So I don't know. This finale is going to be something else. And I don't think the show's in it, if I'm not mistaken, but I just haven't heard. Well, wait a minute. I'm being stupid. Because they were actually filming more episodes. My bad. I'm sorry. I had a brain fart right there. If I'm not mistaken, they've already filmed, part 1 of season 5? If I'm not. Yeah, I got to look at the time frame again, because it's kind of confusing when they're posting pictures of them filming right before a new season's about to start. So I just got to remember that they're usually filming, a season and a half, or half of a season in advance. So overall, I'm looking forward to the finale. I really am. I'm pretty sure those are all my thoughts. I mean, the video, honestly, even though it's 22 minutes, it isn't as long as I thought it would be. But I just hope that it's a good finale, that it's not rushed, that there's enough in there to just savor every moment. Like Montel Williams used to say, what he say, seize today, seize the moment, or something like that. I really hope that we get some powerful acting, just keep it up like they've been doing. And it looks like, David's about to get Swerve on, dancing around with Erica in the bar. As long as he gets her name, then I'm good. And I hope Benny not only hears the truth, believes the truth, but knows the truth. As Hannah said, one day you're going to listen to your mama. So, with that being said, let me know in the comment section below. What do you think of these theories in the video that you just listened to? What do you think is going to happen in the finale? Are you excited about, Veronica finally getting hers and everything falling apart? Because I really feel that Quita's the one who dropped the ball for her. So I'm about to call my mom right now and tell her, "Mom, you need to hear what I just thought of." Bet money she probably already thought about it, but that's how good she is. But in any case, please like, comment, subscribe, and enjoy. And